Hey!
This is Janna,
Peron,
also known as
VadersandKJ. We need to make another video because what happened was we put one out there.
Yeah.
Which was actually about 6 months ago that we made.
Yeah.
And had all these plans of what we were going to do next, and we kind of hit some hiccups along the way in terms of technology and things. So now we're making our next video.
Yeah, and we thought we'd take a minute to explain what the hell the last one was all about because, well, we were going to go under hashtag just a couple of jammers, and it's really hard to hashtag at the same time. Let's try it. Hashtag. But we decided we'd come back. Here we are, a lot more mature, better looking, to provide you with some weekly tips, tricks, advice,
share stories, anecdotes.
We're hoping to make some videos when we're on the road too, which will be fun, and show you guys where we're at. So, and the quality. We talked about the quality.
Not so good in the first one either. We actually honestly just sat down in my living room one day and just made that and kept it, that little nugget in my computer for months, and then we would just, for giggles, just go back and look at it, and we were like, this is...
Wait a minute, this is great stuff.
This is solid gold.
We should share that with the world. Today's video topic is going to be how to get better faster.
Yes.
So, for all of you that are starting out there, you want to get to that next level as fast as you can. As a derby skater, you can get better over time, and there are ways, or we believe there's ways, to get better in a shorter period of time.
Yes.
So 5 top ways to get better faster.
Yeah. Number one of my favorite things to tell people when they're first starting out, or maybe they're in their first or second year, and I would say that the best thing you can do in your first few years is go to a lot of boot camps.
Yes.
This is also something that doesn't expire over time. I mean, you can keep going to boot camps forever. There's never a reason to stop, but definitely in your first few years, if you can start going to a bunch of different boot camps, it really helps you meet a lot of people, network, you get coached by all kinds of different skaters. Maybe in your own league, the coaching that's happening there, although it's great, it's not clicking with you. So you go somewhere else, you meet a different coach, and they say something or word something differently, and all of a sudden, boom, it's like completely different.
Yeah, they break down something that you've been trying to master forever that 10 different people from your league have told you how to do, and then this one other stranger from a camp just says 3 things, and you're like, oh, thank you. Yeah.
And part of this also is, like, I want to say to those of you who think that you can send a buddy to a boot camp, it is not the same thing. It is not the same thing.
No, go yourself.
You go yourself.
Yeah, you get out there and you go to that camp.
And we've talked about being on a budget and stuff like that. Just between the two of us, we talk about it all the time. We don't have that cash money.
We don't have. We have none.
We have 0.
Please send money
to the little stuff that links below. Anyway, so but there's ways to get around that, and I met a ton of cool people in the first year of skating, and we would carpool, we would share hotels together, and it's just a great way to meet people as well as you can do it on a budget. You really, really can.
You really can do it on a budget. And to add to her point, you have to plan to go to boot camps. Don't just say random, willy-nilly, I want to go to a boot camp. You actually have to plan. You have to take time off work. You have to look up flights. You have to see who you're going to stay with. You have to, ask around. It's not, you can say you want to go to boot camps and then the year's over and you haven't gone to any boot camps. Yeah. So you actually have to sit down.
Decide which ones you're going to go to. There's so many out there, which is awesome. So you have a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
Take your pick. Go do it.
Go do it. All right, number 2 is have a derby notebook. And I've had a derby notebook my whole derby career. I actually now have like 5 derby notebooks. I look back at the old ones and it's such old stuff. It's like one foot in front of the other. But
get low.
Get lower. But I take my notebook, and why do I have my notebook? I take it with me every practice, and what's inside the notebook is anytime I've been to a boot camp, when I come to practice and I learn something new, if there's a visiting skater that's in the league, if I watch derby we watch derby sometimes, we're like, that's so cool, rewind it, see what they're doing, put it in your notebook, strategy that you're seeing, anything that you think you might want to work on or that you've discovered or anything like that, put it in your notebook. And then that's the first part of that. There's a second part of that, which is don't just tuck the notebook and never look at it.
Yes.
Open it up, come to practice, look at what's in your notebook, and then choose to practice that over and over and over again. And if you need to make a point of like highlighting it in your notebook once you've mastered it, then make that your goal.
Check mark, gold star.
Check mark, anything. But write it down and come to practice with a purpose. That's number 2.
Yes. Number 3 kind of goes in, like, segues into that, which is that you should, when you're at practice, obviously you want to practice things that you're not good at. And I know that we all can be guilty of perhaps just wanting to do the things that we are good at.
Yeah, myself included, to remind yourself, hey, I'm pretty terrific. Let me show you how terrific I am.
Look how fast I can go.
Yeah, I get on my toe stops, no problem. Yeah, we know. Yeah.
But there's going to be those skills that you're not so good at, and it's not going to feel good to do them all the time or to do them at all, so you try and avoid them, and then you're not going to ever get better at them. So you do have to practice things that you're not good at. If you are on your toe stops a lot, then you can practice doing plow stops.
Maybe take your toe stops out. Ugh, I hate saying that because when people suggest that to me, I cringe. Ugh.
No. A little jammer dies every time you say that.
A little jammer passes. And the biggest example that we have of this is making Team Canada, and then we flew out to compete, and we're sitting at a table. I don't remember where we were, but
we were in France.
Oh, we were in France. So we practiced. We flew out there. We're in a room filled with great skaters. Sarah Heipel was on a jammer on a team. Melly Wana from Montreal was on our team. And Ewan One Army was our coach, and we're having a roundtable discussion. We're sitting next to each other, and Ewan asks everybody, okay, jammers, which ones of you out there, which ones of you can jump the apex? Which one do you
prefer? Like, what do you prefer? Do you like to jump the apex? Do you like to come in hot? What's your kind of style jamming?
And every other jammer in there was like, coming in hot, jumping the apex. The two of us were just like, oh, we're just so glad to be here. Thanks for having us. We're just so, wow, you guys, can I have your autograph? You're so great. So, but we came home.
And we were like, okay.
We need to practice.
These are things we need to practice.
First, it went in my notebook. Coming in hot and jumping apex. And then we came home and practiced that. So those are two things, right? And we practiced them over ad nauseum until they felt comfortable. So, but, you know, it's one thing to, again, we forget things sometimes. If I would have written it in the book and just come home, forget about it, never mind. But you go and you practice the things that you're not good at.
And it's not fun sometimes. It's not fun.
No,
and you have to explain to your teammates, like, I need to practice this new thing. I'm not very good at it. It's going to not be so awesome every single time. You might kind of be annoyed at me a little bit.
Yeah, you're going to hate my guts.
I got to try it.
Well, before we go into number 4, because I want to say, you know, like, Evada and I are really good at coming to practice and saying, like, this is what we want to work on, but it also encourages your teammates to come to practice with a purpose. So by telling somebody this is what I want to work on, your teammate is going to tell you, I want to work on this. Then it's your job to say, great, I can facilitate that for you. I can help you with that. And then everybody comes with a purpose, you know. And Evada often says, don't just come and do the drills that you're doing in practice every single time. Coaches out there are great, but sometimes it can get repetitive. Sometimes, you know, there's ways to incorporate what you want to learn into the drills that you're doing without, you know, you're not taking over the practice. You're just learning some new things that you think in the game you're going to want to pull out. And it's going to take time before you start implementing those into your game, because that's the way our body works. So start right now to implement it into practice. 4 is learn from everyone. This is one of my favorites. I've seen players out there that after they've been skating for 3 years, they're always, you know, like looking to see who's up there and who's great, but they forget that the people coming into the league, you can also learn from them. So I love sucking information out of it. I will look at all the new skaters in our league and spot things that I don't know how to do, because people, you know, it doesn't matter if you've been skating for like a month. Some people are newly skating or new to your league. They maybe have other backgrounds, and they are terrific at this one thing that you don't know how to do. There's nothing wrong with me skating 3-4, I've been skating, 6 years now? I will go up to a new skater, no problem, and say, teach me how to do that.
Yes.
I want to know how to do that. And you know what? It's the best way to learn all that you can. Don't be like closed off to those opportunities.
No, or like keeping things all to yourself. Like, it's a sharing environment. That's the thing about derby. That's why it's the sport that it is because everybody shares everything. There's no secrets. There's no like, ooh, we have this like secret new thing, and like we're not going to show anyone. We have boot camps. We have all of that because we all want to share and get better and evolve as skaters in the sport. So you can, like you said, learn from anyone. People with different sports backgrounds, hockey, rugby. Some of the people are just naturally really good. You got speed skaters, figure skaters. They all kind of have different techniques that you could work from. So
number 5
is one of my favorites. 5 is talking about making long-term goals. So I think the summary so far of getting better faster is, you know, to have you definitely have some things in mind when you're practicing, when you're going to games and things like that, and also overall when you're entering into your season, it's good to have some goals for not only just what you're doing at practice, but also for the entire season. When I started, I know for sure, when I just discovered roller derby, my goals pretty early on was to
meet me.
find out who Kim Janna was. Throw a pie in your face, which I did.
Oh yeah, she did throw a pie in my
throw
face.
A pie in your face.
Thank you.
I was a
and
fan.
so did Nina. Thanks, Nina.
Shout out Molly Mayhem.
Shout out NWO.
Yes. So anyways, and I Googled roller derby, and I was living in a smaller city, and I saw that Vancouver had a travel team, and I was like, boom, this is what I want to be able to get to at some point. Then when I got to Vancouver, I found out that there's a Team Canada and there's a World Cup, and I was like, this is now what I want to work towards. And so it gave me a reason and a purpose every practice, every game, every time I messed up, made a mistake. I was like, okay, I'm learning because this is going to get me to the next place that I want to be, and I'm going to have all these like tools and experiences. But so when I'm ready to be at that point, I'm going to be ready.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what's your long-term goal? What's your long-term goal this year?
My long-term goal this year is to be healthy, and I think it's just so important, the cross-training and everything, obviously, but to just remain able to play the entire season. That's my long-term goal, is to just injury prevention. That's my goal this season. I just want to play in as many games as I can and many practices as I can, and avoid those aggravating injuries that can happen in derby.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you've never experienced anything that's kept you from skating for any period of time.
Shout out to anybody who's injured out there. Hang in there. I know you're losing your mind. But Scald Eagle told me this great thing when I got injured, which was you're going to lose your mind a little bit, but you're going to have to grin and bear through it, because eventually it won't feel like that anymore. So that's a little shout out for anybody watching who's injured. It gets better much faster than you think. Just be kind to yourself. My long-term goal is that 1 foot turn still.
Oh, yeah.
I'm giving it, it's a long-term goal because it's going to take me a long time to sort that one out. I
still actually have to learn how to plow stop properly.
Yeah, her plow stop is embarrassing.
I mean, I got this far without it, but I think that I really should just conquer that one at some point.
I don't know that I plow stop. I can't even picture that.
I have a lot of reasons why I can't plow stop. It's the type of wheels that I've had at times, because I'm just too small. I'm just too light. I just go like I can't stop. And that's what he says.
There's not enough body weight there for the plow to work, for the plow to stick.
My feet aren't long enough to make the proper ski-esque traction on the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna come up with some good excuses why I can't do the 1 foot turn. I have not practiced it enough. That's my only excuse.
Honesty.
Truth time.
It's like a truth serum over here.
Yeah, that's my long-term goal. The guy watching out there, you can, once in a while ask me if, you can watch a game and be like, oh, still not there. Still nothing. We're getting nothing. But that's going to be my goal. By the end of this season, I want to be able to do the 1 foot.
So everybody
turn.
watch.
Everybody watch and judge me.
And message.
And message me every day. Young lady, no more having fun for you until you master those 1 foot turns.
Right.
Well, that's it, guys. Subscribe to our channel. We would love if you subscribe. Down below. So subscribe to our channel. Share this with anybody that you think might enjoy it. Comments. We love comments.
Yes. Good or bad.
Yeah. Good or bad.
Yeah.
Eventually, we talked about this. Eventually, we're going to start, we're going to read all the hate comments.
So we need material.
In one video.
You're more than welcome to say nasty things down below, and we'll use that later.
Yeah.
It's all helpful. It's all good stuff.
It's all good stuff. And then, if you can follow us on Facebook, all this stuff. Anybody who started video out there knows you need subscriptions.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works.
And you can say nice stuff too as well.
Yeah. We'll do a nice one video.
Yeah, we'll do both. Nice things. And so if you have any other questions, anything you want us to talk about, just send us an email, comment below. We'd love to talk about anything. So it doesn't have to be roller derby either.
Oh,
no, it doesn't.
No, and keep an eye out for our new podcast. I know it's a lot of things like, we're coming up with, but there's some things we didn't want to discuss on here.
And if you look on our page, you're going to find the sneaky little name for it.
The name of our podcast.
Tucked away somewhere in there.
It's in our Facebook.
You just got to do a little deduction.
And it's quite clever.
It is.
Right?
You'll laugh.
We laugh.
We laugh. Well, we laugh.
We're still laughing. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.
Janna and Evada Peron.
Otherwise known as
KJ and
Vaders and KJ. KJ and Vaders and KJ. Well, we don't need to do this part because we already have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Get out. It's over.
Get out of here.
Show's over. Go home.
Go away.